All right, so let's ditch the same old boring dating app advice and try something a little different, a
Yeah,
little more daring,
I
even.
like it.
If you're listening to this,
Mm.
I'm betting that means you're ready to step up your online dating game.
Absolutely.
And luckily for you, we've got just the thing for you.
Okay.
We're diving into a source called Magic Profiles. And
Interesting.
let me tell you, it is not afraid to shake things up a little.
Out with the old, in with the new.
That's what we like to see.
Right.
We're talking about some unconventional tactics here,
Okay.
stuff that might just surprise you.
Like what?
Well, how about this for a strategy? Think about strategically using photos with other attractive women
Interesting.
and ditching those shirtless selfies.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on now.
Yeah, you heard me right.
No shirtless selfies. Interesting.
We're getting into all of that.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So Magic Profiles
Yeah.
pulls inspiration from some interesting places, I've got to say,
Yeah.
particularly evolutionary psychology and even some tactics that pickup artists use.
Pickup artists. I mean,
Now, before anyone runs for the hills,
Yeah.
let me clarify something here.
okay.
We are not saying that you have to go out and transform yourself into some kind of slick pickup artist,
Of course not. Right.
but it's really more about understanding the psychology behind attraction.
Oh, I see.
And I think it's worth pointing out that some of these tactics might seem a little outdated
Mhm.
or even manipulative to some people,
Yeah.
but getting to know the logic behind these things
Mhm.
can actually be surprisingly helpful.
Yeah. No, I think that makes sense.
It's like,
Like having a little bit more knowledge can help you make better decisions.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not like you have to use all of the advice.
Right.
Think of it like
Yeah.
you get to pick and choose what feels right to you
Mm.
and then adapt that advice to your own style and your own dating goals.
Okay.
You know, it's all about figuring out what really works for you.
Right. That makes sense.
So let's get into it.
Okay.
Let's start breaking down this whole magic profile philosophy.
Yeah. Let's do it.
What is at the core of this whole approach?
Well, I think Magic Profiles puts a lot of emphasis on how you present yourself online,
Okay.
really focusing on your photos.
Okay.
And what they suggest is showcasing an appealing lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
subtly hinting at your social status.
Okay.
And yes, even sparking a little bit of jealousy.
Oh, jealousy.
A little bit.
Well, let's talk about the photos for a minute.
Sure.
I've got to admit that some of these recommendations had me raising an eyebrow.
Really? Like what?
Like, who knew that bathroom selfies were like such a faux pas for dating apps?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
A bathroom selfie might not exactly scream
yeah,
exciting life, does it?
I guess not.
Right. Magic Profiles actually suggest that you should go for those
Uh.
like more candid shots.
Oh,
The kind where you're looking away for the camera.
okay.
And it kind of adds a touch of mystery and intrigue.
Oh.
Makes you seem a little bit more approachable.
Yeah,
You know?
it's not trying too hard.
Exactly.
That effortlessly cool vibe.
Effortlessly cool.
Yeah. Okay, now what about this concept of including pictures with other attractive women?
Oh, yeah.
Is that really a good strategy?
I mean, it's definitely a bold move. I'll say that.
Okay.
But the idea
Yeah.
to trigger something called pre-selection.
Pre-selection.
Yeah. Basically, if you're seen with other attractive women, it signals to potential matches
Yeah.
that you're desirable
Oh,
and that you have good social skills.
I see.
Kind of like the velvet rope effect.
Oh, velvet rope.
It implies that you've already passed
Yeah.
a certain level of social screening,
Okay. So it's,
and so
yeah.
you're pre-selected.
Okay.
You've been vetted.
I get it.
So,
But wouldn't that make the person looking at your profile jealous?
I mean, it could potentially, but
Yeah.
that can actually sometimes work in your favor.
Really?
Yeah.
How so
Magic Profiles suggest that you use these photos carefully, though.
okay.
Make sure that they come across as natural,
Right.
not staged.
Not
But-
like you paid these women to be in the photos with you.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
just like a natural, like
Oh.
you just happen to be
Yeah.
hanging out with some attractive women,
Right, right.
which I'm sure you do anyway.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
So, would you try this tactic?
I don't know. It depends.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one.
Yeah.
What kind of image do you want to project?
I think that's a good question.
Yeah,
It's like,
for you.
yeah, what kind of image do I want to project in my photos?
Yeah.
Because it really is all about finding a balance
Right.
between showing your best self,
Mhm.
but also staying true to who you are.
Authenticity is key.
Yeah, authenticity is key.
100%.
And speaking of authenticity,
Okay.
let's move on to crafting that compelling profile description.
Yes.
Now, Magic Profiles really encourages being original. And ditching all those like overused cliches that we see everywhere.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? It's
Yeah.
like those profiles that say
Yeah.
like, I'm looking for a stable relationship,
Uh-huh.
or I enjoy long walks on the beach.
Ugh, so boring.
Yeah.
It's like reading the same script over and over again.
It's
Oh,
like,
man.
is anyone actually reading these?
Yeah.
So what do they suggest we do instead?
Well, Magic Profiles recommends injecting some humor,
Okay.
a little bit of confidence,
Yeah.
and like subtle hints of an exciting
Oh,
lifestyle
an exciting lifestyle.
into your description.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah,
And they even give some example descriptions.
you do.
They
Yeah.
do.
What are some of them?
Well, one that really stood out to me said,
Okay.
I'm a very respectful man. I've never hit a woman wearing clothes.
Okay. That's
It's a little edgy, I'll admit,
yeah.
but it definitely makes you stop and go.
It gets your attention.
Yeah, it gets your attention.
And I think that's part of the point.
Right, because humor can be a really powerful tool
Uh-huh.
for standing out from the crowd.
Right. And it shows that you don't take yourself too seriously.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You've got a sense of humor about yourself.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which is always attractive.
No, you're a big hiker, right?
I am.
Yeah. So maybe try something in your profile, like
Okay.
looking for a hiking buddy who can keep up with me and tell a good campfire story.
I like that.
Bonus points if you can identify poison ivy.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's great.
So what do you think about these descriptions?
I think they're great.
Yeah.
I think they're fun. They're engaging.
Yeah.
They tell you a little bit about the person.
Right.
But they also leave you wanting more,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
So how would you adapt this type of advice to your own personality?
That's a good question.
Yeah, because your profile is really your first impression.
Right.
So you got to make it count.
Absolutely.
Now, once you've got that killer profile all set, then it's time to navigate the world of online dating platforms.
Right.
And Magic Profiles has some really interesting insights into that as well.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, it's really all about efficiency,
Okay.
not wasting your time.
Right. So being strategic.
Yeah, being really strategic
Yeah.
with how you're going about this whole thing.
Absolutely.
So Magic Profiles suggests being very selective about who you reach out to. Crafting personalized opening messages that show you've actually read their profile,
Okay.
and not being afraid to move that conversation off of the dating app,
Yeah.
onto other platforms like chat or social media to start to build rapport.
That makes sense.
And please, for the love of all that is holy,
Yeah.
no posting sad songs on your profile.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
That's the worst.
It's a dating app,
I know.
not a therapy session.
Ugh.
And the source really emphasizes
Yeah.
avoiding all that negativity and really projecting that positive and engaging vibe.
I mean, who wants to date a negative Nancy?
Right.
Nobody.
So what would you say are your biggest challenges with online dating?
I think for me,
Yeah.
it's sometimes feeling overwhelmed by the sheer number of profiles.
Yeah, it can be a lot.
You know, it's like,
Yeah.
where do you even begin?
Right. And then crafting those messages too.
Yeah.
It's like
You want to stand out.
you want to stand out, but you also don't want to be
Yeah.
too over the top.
Exactly. It's a fine line.
It's a delicate balance.
It is.
And I think all of these tips that we're talking about
Yeah.
can really help you approach online dating with a more strategic
Mm-hmm.
and, dare I say, fun mindset.
Fun is key.
Fun is key.
Yeah, dating should be fun.
Speaking of fun,
Okay.
let's talk about first dates.
All right.
Magic Profiles has some pretty unconventional advice here.
Really?
Yeah, starting with this idea of keeping first dates cheap and quick.
Cheap and quick.
Cheap and quick.
Okay.
It might sound counterintuitive,
It does a little bit.
but the idea here is to minimize the investment,
Oh, okay.
especially
Right.
if there's not that immediate spark.
Right.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
You're not committing to an elaborate 4-course dinner
Uh-huh.
and an entire evening
Right.
if it turns out that you're not really feeling it.
Exactly.
So instead of that, they suggest maybe going for a quick coffee or a drink.
Oh,
Something that's casual and low pressure.
yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Takes the pressure off.
Magic Profiles also talks about setting time limits.
Time limits.
Yeah.
And really managing those expectations,
Okay.
being upfront
Yeah.
and respectful of everyone's time.
So what are your go-to first date ideas?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's all about finding that balance
Yeah.
between showing interest,
Mhm.
but also keeping things light and easy,
Right. Shouldn't feel like a job interview.
Exactly. It shouldn't feel like a job interview.
Yeah, you should actually enjoy yourself. you should be having fun
On a date.
on a date.
And
The
yet-
whole point.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a smart move, especially when you're just getting to know someone.
Right.
So we've talked about the whole cheap and quick date thing,
Yeah.
but Magic Profiles doesn't stop at just dating apps.
Okay.
It also dives into the whole world of social media.
Social media,
Interesting.
particularly Facebook.
Facebook. Okay.
And it talks about how you can use it to your advantage.
Ooh, this should be good.
Yeah.
My guess is it's not about posting a million selfies
You know me so well.
or those like vague attention-grabbing status updates.
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
Magic Profiles actually advises against all those like frequent, boastful, or even negative status updates.
Okay.
It's not about trying to seek validation from everyone.
Right.
Instead, it's about presenting that attractive lifestyle
Yeah.
that we've been talking about,
Sure.
but in a more subtle way.
Okay, I like it subtle.
Yeah.
So what kind of Facebook activity does Magic Profiles actually recommend? Well, they suggest these strategic posts
Okay.
that highlight your best qualities
Mm.
and your most interesting experiences,
Yeah.
but without being too obvious about it,
Okay.
you know?
So it's like a carefully curated highlight reel,
Yes,
but
exactly.
it still feels authentic.
That's the key.
Right.
It can't feel fake.
Yeah.
It's all about piquing curiosity,
Mm-hmm.
painting a picture of who you are,
Yeah.
but not saying it outright.
Showing, not telling.
Exactly.
And they even give some sample Facebook posts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of them is
Great.
buckling up. The night begins.
Oh.
I like that.
You know, just to kind of show off your adventurous side.
Yeah.
Another one is in love with my psychologist.
Ooh.
You know, just to trigger a little jealousy.
I bet, yeah.
Just a touch.
A touch of jealousy never hurts.
Okay, I've got to admit, some of these are actually pretty clever.
I know, right?
It really is like a subtle art form,
It is.
this whole social media thing.
It is. So I guess the important thing is to not bombard people with updates.
Oh, for sure.
Right. It's about quality over quantity.
100%.
So how about you?
Yeah.
How do you use social media?
I'm pretty active, I'd say.
Yeah.
Do you see it as like an extension of your dating profile?
It's definitely something to think about these days.
It is, for sure, especially now that everything's so interconnected.
Yeah, with everyone online all the time.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about how to use Facebook to your advantage,
Yeah.
but Magic Profiles also points out some common pitfalls to avoid.
Oh, okay, like what?
Like, for instance, bragging about your possessions
Oh, yeah.
or all your achievements is like a big no-no.
No, nobody likes a bragger.
Right, it comes across as
Yeah.
insecure,
Yes.
like you're trying way too hard.
Exactly, and true confidence speaks for itself.
Right, you don't have to go around shouting it from the rooftops.
No, Dudo.
They also say to avoid being overly negative or complaining too much
Yeah.
in your profile or in your messages.
Ugh, that's the worst.
Yeah, nobody wants to date a Debbie Downer,
Nobody.
especially when you're first getting to know someone.
Right. You want to have a good first impression?
So I guess it's about projecting that positive and optimistic vibe.
Yeah, even if you're not always feeling it.
Fake it till you make it.
Well, I wouldn't say fake it,
Okay.
but it's more about focusing on your positive qualities,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
and what you bring to the table.
Right, and not dwelling on the negative stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What are some of your online dating pet peeves?
Yo, let me think.
What are some of the biggest turnoffs you've encountered?
Well, I think one of the biggest ones for me is
Yeah.
when people don't take the time to read my profile.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst.
Like, they just send a generic message.
Yeah.
It could have gone to anyone.
it's like they're not even trying.
Yeah, exactly.
It's important to remember that online dating,
Yeah.
it can be a bit of a numbers game.
It can?
Yeah.
It-
So don't get discouraged if you don't find a match right away.
Absolutely.
It's a journey,
Yes.
not a sprint.
100%.
And sometimes those most unexpected connections
Yeah.
lead to the most amazing relationship.
Oh, I totally agree.
You know?
Yeah. Sometimes the best things in life come when you least expect them.
Exactly.
So be open to possibilities.
Yeah.
Stay true to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And most importantly, have fun with it.
Yes. Have fun.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Exactly. Dating shouldn't feel like a chore.
Right. It should be enjoyable.
Yeah.
Now, beyond all these strategies and tactics,
Yeah.
what do you think is like the main takeaway
The main takeaway.
from Magic Profiles?
I think it boils down to understanding the psychology
Yeah.
of attraction.
Okay.
You know, Magic Profiles argues that
Yeah.
women are drawn to men
Mm-hmm.
who project confidence,
Confidence.
abundance,
And a sense of excitement.
excitement. I like it.
Yeah.
So it's not just about looking for someone to complete you? No, not at all.
Right. It's about,
It's about being a whole person.
yeah, being the best version of you.
Yes, exactly.
Not some generic cookie cutter version of what you think women want.
Exactly. It's about embracing your unique qualities,
Yeah.
pursuing your passions,
Mm-hmm.
and letting your personality shine through.
Right, because that's what's really going to attract the right person.
It-
And have fun with it.
Yes.
Dating shouldn't be a chore.
No.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into magic profiles,
Okay.
what's like the one piece of advice
Hmm.
you would give to our listeners?
Well, I'd say this.
Yeah.
Beyond all the strategies and tactics,
Mm-hmm.
the most important thing
Yeah.
is confidence.
Confident.
Confidence in who you are,
Okay.
what you have to offer,
Mm-hmm.
and what you're looking for in a partner.
Confidence is key.
It is.
It's magnetic.
Yeah.
It's attractive.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes the whole experience so much more enjoyable.
Absolutely.
So go out there.
Yeah.
Conquer that digital dating landscape
You got to.
with confidence and a sense of adventure.
Yes.
And who knows, you might just find your happily ever after.
You never know.
That's all for our deep dive into magic profiles. We'll catch you next time for another fascinating exploration. Okay, so we've covered photos and profiles and first dates and even using your Facebook.
Yeah.
So what else does magic profiles have to offer?
One thing they talk about
Yeah.
is the importance of showing that you have
Mm-hmm.
a fulfilling life outside of dating.
Oh, okay.
You know, highlighting all the things
Yeah.
that genuinely make you happy.
Okay.
Whether that's hobbies or traveling or volunteering or spending time with loved ones.
It's like showing that you're not just sitting around waiting for someone to complete you.
Exactly.
You've got a life you're passionate about,
Yeah.
and you're looking for someone to share that with.
Yeah. You want someone who's going to complement your life,
Right, exactly.
not be your whole life.
Now, speaking of well-rounded,
Yeah.
magic profiles
Hmm.
also gets into this concept of abundance mentality.
Abundance mentality. Have you heard of that?
Oh, yeah, abundance mentality.
Yeah,
That's a
tell me.
good one.
So for anyone who's not familiar,
Yeah,
can you break that down a little bit?
sure. So abundance mentality is this idea
Yeah.
that there are tons of opportunities for love and connection out there.
Okay.
It's about coming at dating with a positive and open mindset
Mm-hmm.
rather than feeling like there's this scarcity
Oh, okay.
or desperation.
So it's not about finding the one.
No.
It's more about enjoying the ride
like, exactly.
and being open to different possibilities.
Yeah, and I think that's a really healthy way to
Yeah.
approach dating.
It really is a lot about mindset, isn't it?
It is.
It's not just about the external strategies and stuff.
It's about the internal stuff, too.
Yeah, about cultivating that positive and confident attitude.
Exactly, because that's what's really going to shine through. I think you're right.
Yeah.
And, it's also important to remember that
Mm-hmm.
online dating is just one way to meet people. Don't be afraid to explore other options, too.
Like what?
Like joining clubs or groups related to your interests, going to social events, or even just striking up conversations with people you encounter in your everyday life.
I love that.
Yeah, just putting yourself out there.
You got to put yourself out there.
So as we wrap up our deep dive here
Yeah.
into magic profiles,
Okay.
I want to circle back
Okay.
to our listeners' original goal,
Mm-hmm.
which was to level up their online dating game.
Yeah.
What's the one piece of advice
Yes.
you would give them based on all the stuff we've talked about today?
Well, I'd say this.
Okay.
Be authentically you,
Okay.
but with a little bit of intention
Okay.
and strategy.
I like it.
So don't try to be someone you're not,
Yeah.
but do put some thought into how you're presenting yourself.
Okay.
Choose photos that show off your best qualities.
Mm-hmm.
Craft a profile that sparks some interest.
Yeah.
And engage in conversations that showcase your personality. And most importantly, approach the whole thing with a positive,
Yes.
confident, and adventurous attitude.
You got it.
You know?
That is great advice.
Thank you.
It's really not about transforming yourself into somebody else.
Right.
It's just about putting your best self out there.
Yes.
Both online and offline.
Exactly.
So as you head off on your online dating adventure,
Yeah.
remember confidence is key.
Mm-hmm.
Authenticity shines through.
It does.
And a little strategy can go a long way.
Absolutely.
That's all for our deep dive into magic profiles. Until next time, happy dating!